about these, as opposed to Ethan Allen, is that you'd have actually know that someone actually made it by touching the canvas. And I was talking to him about, I remember my grandmother's house having these reproductions, and even though they may or may not be great paintings depending on your taste, they were reproductions, and no one's actually taking care to make it for you. That's why I've always liked when people made me a painting. That's what I really like to hang on my wall.
Tactility, I think, is coming back as a force, even because people are spending so much time in front of a computer and living in a digitalized world. So I think there is certainly something to be said for what you just said. There's a warmth.
Well,
there is an engagement.
Oh, really? Thanks.
There is an engagement, John, with these paintings. Oh, look, it's like mustard. The mustard you put on a hot dog, I love it. But there's an engagement, there's a warmth, there is a type of tenderness you're talking about. They're like male and female at the same time, but there is a kind of caressing going on, which is nice. I'm only separating, the comment about my page saying you got to take a pottery class and get that physicality out of you, so you can come back and understand what it is about. How you see, how did Mondrian arrive at what he arrived at, only through decades of seeing. And so I just have such a high regard for your drawing and painting skill. I don't know what they're teaching. I don't know what Yale is putting out for their MFA. They're trotting out. They're highly highly coveted, getting into the Yale Master's Painting Program. But when you were there, they put out a painter, which is you. Who were your teachers at the time? Where was Sheehan? Was Sheehan there at the time?
Yeah, but he just taught the materials class.
Okay. Not drawing?
No.
He's a very talented drawing teacher. Robert Reed.
Yeah, he came and did some studio crits. I never took a class with him. That was actually like in the MFA program. You don't really take a lot of classes. You take like one per term.
Right,
did
you have someone that you felt was a mentor that you could go to and you really, really respected their critique?
Well, there was a couple of people, but actually I would say that the teacher that had the most effect on me was probably Mel Bachner, which it's kind of hard to, you wouldn't see it by looking at what I do, but I guess
he was there at the time?
Yeah.
Oh, I love his. Now talk about drawing.
But he's very
terrific.
So full of questions, such a smart person, and in a way that's sort of a terrible thing to happen to a person. You go from being like this provincial person who is way far away from the center, and you can operate under the illusion that there's only a small distance between you and people that really achieve something. And then when you meet, or when you get a little closer to the center, you realize that there's a huge difference in terms of ambition and in terms of the intellectual sophistication that people bring to the process, and just that, when you're living in Western New York, as I was before I came here, there's only, there's lots of talented people everywhere, but it's easy to be sort of at the, you can feel like, oh, well, I'm the best person living around here that's making paintings. But when you come to someplace like, the Yale School of Art, suddenly you realize that
different game.
yeah, there's so many talented people in the world, so many people that want to be thing that was cool about studying with Mel Bachner in particular was feeling like you know, one might never have that job of being, you know, respected, successful artist, but you can have the job of being perennially questioning and striving artist. You can have the job of always, you know, throwing away what you thought was great yesterday and starting over from scratch. I mean, I don't know,
It's the great freedom of being a painter.
Yeah.
People are like, well, I like what you were doing 5 years ago. Sorry. You know, if you want to buy that whole period, they are available for a very high price, but they
like
are.
Free.
But
in my case.
no. See, this is where I made a convincing case in soul paintings because
Right.
I helped people see the value.
Right.
And I'd like to get back into it in some capacity, but the gallery, I don't know. I'm just doing a lot of deep meditating and soul searching right now on what the format is, because I go to galleries right now, I'm getting like depressed. It's very unlike me. And what is it that's depressing me? It's like there's something missing. There's something missing. There's plenty of talent. It's beautifully framed. You know, the silver mine, the art of the Northeast. I always go to that every year. There's some stunners, some real stunners, award-winning.
Oh.
But I get depressed. Something wasn't connecting. Something's not connecting in the art world right now. And how can I be a voice, and a very genuine, very authentic, and very sincere? You know, there's plenty of money out there. There is. But right now, New Haven seems to be a little complacent. It's not fulfilling. I was going to say fulfilling a need. It's just not fulfilling, you know, in terms of a place to go and say, let's engage the way you and Tom, just that dialogue, you know, just, it wasn't about, oh, you're going to a lecture today with Dean Still. It's none of that. Sorry, this is on film. Rob, you're a friend. You're brilliant. I'm saying, my point being is there something outside of you where there can be that dialogue going that's genuine and authentic and inviting.
Well, do you think that when you were in, you said Western New York, that your paintings were different?
Oh yeah,
a lot. Because I went to St. Bonaventure, so I know what it's like up there. And one of my actually first painting teacher, you know, he had a place in New York, but most of the time it was spent up there. And actually, I was thinking of him because I remember he told us we weren't allowed to use paintbrushes until we've actually mastered using actually our hands first. So when I first started going in, I a completely different reason he was going for.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But, that's amazing.
But, you know, and I remember him putting great emphasis on the fact that people who think that it's great to be an artist, taking, you know, the pose of it, this will dispel it. And, you know, putting elbow grease, I guess, back into painting.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's